Good afternoon, this is Bob from Trade Genius, 15th of November. Starting with natural gas like I have been of late, because I think this is going to be the big move over the next 60 days, both futures and with ETFs and the like. And so yesterday I was talking about I have a swing buy here. It didn't get negated overnight. So when I woke up in the morning, price went above the point of control here, and also at the time it was coming up over this mid volatility line, midpoint, and this is where I went long for the day. And I said, tweeted out that 314 should be hit today, and because it's going to try to push up at least the next fib line, and it did indeed do that. And so I caught that move here. Nice trade. Made 570, and also was in my Schwab account. I also did an identical trade, a little bit smaller range, made about 440 on that, and so nice day trading it long. And once it hit the fib line, I went ahead and closed it, and I'll show you why in a second. Is something that I think a lot of traders need to realize when trading. You think you're getting a breakout, but it's really not. And so we have these lines we built into our these arrows and these lines are all from our day trading money machine software, and which you can buy as part of a membership or buy standalone to trade mostly the energy futures. And so I had it sitting up here, and if you look back here, here's the point of control. If it went below 309 for the day after we were in it, is that probably should get out, and it actually just traded up, hit the VWAP, which is usually what it does, and then just traded up and hit the 314 area. The other thing I did was is I put a short out here at 314.5, and I didn't mean to leave it on there. That was where I was going to cover my position in the Schwab account, and I forgot about it. I went ahead and just did a market close, but I left that short hanging out there, and it was right at resistance. And like 90% of the time during the day, unless volatility has been coming in, that just contains the action for the day. Either it's going to contain it in one half like it did today, or it's going to contain it through the whole thing. And as soon as we got to Europe closing here, they went ahead and they did a raid on the shares and brought it all the way back down to got down all the way down to 305, taking a shot here before the report tomorrow, trying to fill that gap. And but we caught that move quite accidentally, and basically covered it right at the purple line. Sometimes it's good to be lucky. I wasn't even here at the time, so it could have been a disaster if it's not a disaster, but I mean it was $800. But if it would have just kept on going on me. But just shows you the power of these support resistance lines. It's very difficult for the market to really break out unless something is going on, or its volatility has been coming in, is because there's just algorithms that are always trying to bring it back to the purple line. And so that's what happened, and I'll show that to you too, just so you know. And so here was the trade, and we have a trade that was put on at 820, and it did it on its own, and then I covered it at 306.8. So for today, just basically having $4,300 in margin, made about $1,900 today. And that's my week. So sometimes it's good to be lucky, but it was good trading day. System works if you let it, and sometimes I'm my own worst enemy trading it. But I just want to show you just how it works, especially when there's some volatility and the market is moving. It's very powerful tools that we offer you, and you can get it at tradegenius.co. It's in the tips and tricks area, or at Academy, the tradegeniusacademy.com. tips or tricks, and you can buy it, and you can get it for half off if you use ETF Magic, and take advantage of it. It's a really good tool. So that's that. And then sliding over to the land of cryptos, which is hilarious. They just can't keep these cryptos down no matter how hard they try. We talked about this yesterday. You know, Phil bought back in on the hammer, even though we not have an official long signal. Come the volatility has been so steep that you know, our system's playing catch up. You know, most systems are backward looking unless you're looking at levels or you're looking at candles, and so it's not an end all be all. We don't have a buy signal, but we had a candle that that was indicating to us that we should buy. We had a turn up in the money flow, and you know, this is a good level to take a shot. And now we're flying higher. It's up over $1,000 from where Phil suggested that we get back in, and now Phil's suggesting 10K and in January. And you can join his room. Just go tradegenius.co, and he's just making people a lot of money, and he just knows this stuff cold. And join us on Saturday. We're going to talk a little bit about Bcash and why Bcash is not only something you want to stay away from, but actually potentially the Trojan horse in the crypto world. What they tried to do would have destroyed everything that this cryptocurrency revolution is standing for. I won't steal the thunder, but 11 o'clock Saturday morning Pacific time, Phil and I talk live, and it's free, and it's a really good information, and I think you'll enjoy it. You get some insight as to some of the cloak and dagger going on in this world of crypto. The elites are not going down without a fight, that's for sure. And then we look at Litecoin, and Litecoin's on a buy, and my expectation is it's going to challenge these highs. And then you have this is Stellar, so you know, this is interesting. This is definitely like a lottery pick kind of trading, but if it breaks these this range right here, you know, this could pop too. This has backing by IBM, so there's some interesting things going on here. There's no signal yet on it, but definitely money's flowing in, something to keep an eye on. And Ripple, you know, Ripple's the other Trojan horse. Has a buy on it now, but it's pretty flat. The problem with Ripple is, you know, they want to be centralized, they want to be with the banks, and they don't want to create scarcity. So I just have no idea why anybody would want to own the Ripple coin. Somebody has to explain it to me why I should be excited about that. You know, I know why the banks are excited about that, but I don't know why I should be excited about that. So that's why it hasn't gone anywhere. You know, I had this big pop because they're waiting for some sort of announcement, you know, with the coins, but you know, nothing's happening, and it's really dead money. And then Neo, what you think about Neo, looks like it's kind of doing around the bottom here a little bit, is that Neo actually pays you to own it. So there is a yield to it, and so something to keep an eye on. So basically you kind of participate, your ownership in the coin gives you an opportunity to pick up what they call gas, or just think of it like as a dividend, kind of a digital dividend. And so that's what they pay you for being part of the transaction by holding your coins. So I'd keep an eye on Neo. I think Neo probably is going to probably move. There's no buy on it yet, but once there is, you might want to take a shot at it, because it does crazy stuff like this, and it'd be nice to catch a move that may move it 200% here in a day or two. So, you know, good lottery pick. Ethereum is a buy on Ethereum right now too, and I'm personally in Ethereum, and I'm looking for it to break out of this channel. And here's the big cash thing that absolutely failed, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this Eiffel Tower and have it come all the way back down to the breakout here. So if you were lucky enough to buy it when we hit the long signal, you definitely would have been out on this candle here for sure. You'd be crazy to hold it through to think it's going to come back up. This is a pretty nasty candle. And then here's Vertcoin. Vertcoin is triangling right now, and so been a little choppy, but this looks like it's poised for action too. And then same with Dash. Dash had a nice breakout a week or so ago, and it's consolidating as well, but it's at the top of the range. And Phil's recommending that all altcoins are poised to move. You can see it in the charts here. So you know, pick your pleasure, and I think there's going to be some good opportunities. Maybe some of the big guys, and then maybe you know, a Neo or a Stellar for some lottery picks too. And then sliding over to the land of the ETF is that you know, we're still volatility is still leaking out. Somebody knows something about something. So you know, sometimes during OPEX weeks you get these big reversals that will it'll go down versus up. So like 10 out of every 12 months. So this apparently is the month that is going to be weak, but yet be really careful. At some point you're just going to get this really massive reversal. So even if the market's going to go down, you go into the end of the week and futures traders start to the futures traders will start to close their positions, and they'll start bringing volatility in, and you'll get these huge just downdrafts. And for me, is that what I'm telling people is, if it gets below 1674, roll your UVX puts out. Typically these fevers last 2 weeks at the most, and we're already in it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. So you know, and we're coming into Thursday tomorrow. So Thursday, Friday on a down week is usually a reversal time. And also going into Thanksgiving week, people are going to close positions. So I think it's a good risk reward, but I'd wait for it to break down. Mistake I always make, I sometimes buy early on these things. I'm in already, so I have a spread on, and I'll roll it. But sometimes I'll buy that first push down. But we're already 5 days in, and so I think there's going to be an opportunity here within the next 3 days. So either tomorrow, Friday, or Monday next week, we'll see a short-term top in this, and it'll be a great opportunity to make some money on the put side with UVXY. I'm building, and I'm just about built out on one more buy. I want to make it FCG. So I could have a full position in this going into I think the next 3 months are going to be really good for natural gas and related entities. And then I'm also building out a position in UGAS, and so I only have one right now, and 10.03 is my price. And I didn't buy this dip because they report tomorrow in case they push this thing down tomorrow. I just kept my powder dry. I have a lot already, so I don't want to get too ahead of myself. And so if they try to, you know, they're desperately trying to get that natural gas gap filled at 299.4, and that would equate probably to around this gap area here too. So I just have to be careful. I may put a stink bid down here for a position, and then between UGAS and FCG, I'm in pretty good shape in terms of how I want to play the natural gas move. And let's see here, what else do I want to show? So, like I said, I'm thinking that we have a bottom here in biotech, and you know, it pushed down yesterday, popped up, and it did this gap down and filled the gap and went flat. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing start moving higher, and this is the mechanism that they're going to use to drive it higher. Silver had a pop early in the day, and it lost it. And I think they're going to go after silver and gold and the miners hard yet before that Fed meeting. in December. So just be careful. People are drifting into it because they're smelling some risk in the market, but I'm not too sure how long this is going to hang. Let me pull out the daily here. And it's just interesting. You see how it was being handled at the hourly. It would gap down and it would try to fill the gap, gap down, try to fill the gap, keep making lower prices. And so if we're going to get a true sell-off, we're looking down here is where you would look for support. So I'm not sure if they're going to let that happen or not. But, with China with their commodities, and this was a kind of a disaster today. Lithium sold down. Rare earth sold down. Copper sold down. Steel, this might be putting in a bottom here, but steel had another down day to start, just trying to claw it back. And so, and I think even uranium was down also today. Yeah, it was, but it put in a hammer. So, there's definitely some cause for concern. And 2 years ago, people remember that far back when the markets actually moved around. When the Chinese commodity markets came off last year, like that year, we had an 18% down move in the stock market in less than a month. And so that's a possible, and it happened at the end of the year too. So just bear that in mind that, there could be some big downdrafts coming. I've just been telling people all year, if you've been in the market, you're just crazy being this exposed. You need to get the cash. And you think, oh, I'm up 18%. What do you know? You can lose that and be flat, from Trump's election in a week. And you're not getting it back, because once that happens, you're not going to get that glide again for a while. There's going to be a lot of fear out there. So, you need to pull the horns in. And just so you know, CalPERS has changed their allocation from stocks towards bonds. So, you're going to be going up against that. So they'll be selling to you if you're still buying. So just bear that in mind. And I think that's going to give us an opportunity in the refi world. I'm still convinced we're going to come down and test this low right here. And I think it's going to give people opportunities to refi. This is scaring people. Okay, these are the private bonds, and then credit card delinquencies are going through the roof. Auto delinquencies are going through the roof. So student loan delinquencies have been. They just kind of hide it because it's inside the federal government. So they're putting a Band-Aid and they're putting some lipstick on this pig. And the only thing they've been waving the flag on is the stock market goes up and everybody kind of points to that. But underneath there's a lot of rot. So, if you made some good money, you just need to think about how you want to protect that. And you had a good run here. If you were in the market, you should be smart and take some chips off the table with what a lot of the elites are probably doing. So, but anyway, I digress here on my little rant here, but just be careful. There's a lot of ways to make money in this, and you don't have to be sitting there with a money manager keeping you in the biggest names that are going to probably roll over pretty hard here. So I'll be back tomorrow, and you guys have a great night. Thanks. Bye-bye.